Yo, what's good, everybody? After a long, very long hiatus, your boy's back to the channel, new mindset, new PC, some new games. It's all good. If you're hyped, the channel's alive again. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, and let's run this thing up. All right, now for this video, we have a college football 27 wish list. EA Sports, if you guys are listening, look, we loved you. We missed you, you know you're back, but I need you to do better. So today we're going to talk about a few things that I think that can make the game better going forward, or just things that I would like to see in the EA Sports college football video game. So we're going to go through a list of things and just all over the place, but fuck it, it is what it is. So number one, when you boot the game up, what happened to the EA Sports is in the game? You know, like, I'm not sure why they did away with that intro. It used to be on the old college football. It was pretty much any EA game, I think. But I kind of missed that. I kind of missed the EA Sports, it's in the game, you know, little things. You know, I think that'll be a pretty dope thing to bring back. After that, I think the UI. I'm gonna be honest, the UI feels kind of like cheap. Kind of just feels like something somebody just made in like Photoshop, like a few 5 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I just think the UI could be a little bit better. Maybe some dynamic themes, you know, maybe it's changing from thing to thing depending on which, you know, game mode you select per se, whatever. I don't know. I just think the UI can be better. In a game that's coming out 2025, 2026, etc., I think the UI can be better. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I think they should get rid of MUT. I had spent countless money on MUT and Madden, and I'm just done. I'm old now. I got bills. I got responsibilities. MUT, no microtransaction swamps. Let's just have pure college football and just no MUT. But I know it's not gonna happen. So MUT, whatever. I have nothing to say for MUT. One thing I would like to say though, I would love to see multiple users in a play now game. You know, like playing with your friends, you know, you're playing with somebody on the couch, you know, your buddy, your brother, or your co-worker, whatever, and you're playing, you know, split screen or, you know, the same screen, whatever. But I think it'll be dope to like go online and play a play now game like from the same console and having, you know, multiple users on the same system. I think that'll be dope because at the end of the day, football's a team sport, and playing, you know, these football games, Madden, college football, whatever, and, you know, just a one user against a one user, or I know MUT has the team, the 3-on-3. I think it could just be better. Like at least give us 7-on-7 users across all game modes. I think that'll be dope. Another thing too, speaking on Road to Glory, give us a full high school season in Road to Glory. Dude, Road to Glory was my shit back in the NCAA 14s, I think the 13s, whatever. Like, give us a full season, 10 games, a chance to compete for the playoffs, a chance to run for a national, or the state title. You know, you can play offense, defense, and give us just more of it, you know? I want to be able to dominate homecoming. I want to have beef with the rival schools. You know, let me run it up. You know, keep passing the ball or just whatever. Like, just give us full control in the high school game, man. And additionally, too, I would say you have to give us more than just the baseline positions they gave us. I think we got just receiver, quarterback, corner, and linebacker. One thing I would love to see is some offensive line and defensive line player selections. Because if you play football, you'll know, oh, shit happened unless you have an offensive line. I don't give a fuck who your quarterback is, who your running backs or receivers are. If you don't got an offensive line, your offense is fucking dead in the water. Same with defense. Those guys up front, they matter, man. They control the game. So I think, you know, we should show, EA should show more love to, you know, the guys in the trenches. You know, you can make, you know, the offensive line positions Maybe some quick time interaction button schemes or something like that to be engaged on the block, whether you're going to chop or, chip to the backer or something like that. Just make it fun, make it engaging. Like I would make a character if I can be a left tackle or a guard. Can you imagine being a pulling guard and just pulling on the wham or coming through the fucking B gap and just running through somebody? I think that would be pretty fun, And if you miss your blocks, you screw up the whole play. But I think a full offensive and defensive line and gameplay will be a dope addition. Also, to add to that, like I said before, we need more co-op and gameplay. Football is 11 on 11, and this game is just so arcadish where it's just one user against one user. Like when I play 2K, I have so much fun playing 2K, making my player, and going to the rec or the park or whatever, and running a full game 5v5, and that shit's fun. It's lit. It's a different experience in the game, and football being such a huge team sport, I feel like we need more cooperative gameplay. Give us co-op Road to Glory, a co-op Dynasty. Like that shit would be dope. Like allow us to multiple users to control one team in multiple aspects. Like in Dynasty, you can have the head coach and the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, but these are actually users and they bring their own philosophy and schemes and, get to control that side of the team or just something like that. I think that would be dope. I think that would be a real dope addition to the game. There's more cooperative play. Also, to piggyback on top of that, one thing I feel like is missing in this game, I'm just gonna be honest, it's 2025, about to 2026. I feel like to make a game really stick, it has to have some type of social interaction. Like I said before, you look at the NBA 2Ks, I for one, I have the last 26, 25, 24, whatever. I have never played a regular play now game, a GM game. I simply do my player because of all the features that's in the game. I create my character, I get to walk around the city and buy clothes and, play games in the park and do practice drills, invite people to your house and you have one-on-one games or you're playing horse or whatever. Like, I feel like if this game had something like that, like imagine the hub is just make a generic school campus. And then you have, study hall, you have a cafeteria, you have a gym, and you have all these things where players can go to interact with other people. Like if you go to the study hall, that's where your character would go to study, and kind of like how I think they had on NCAA like 07, 08, 09. I remember like on your Road to Glory or whatever it was called, that when you had like math class, they had questions about like, oh, the ball's on the 10-yard line and you get a pass interference call, where would the ball then be at? It's 15-yard penalty, so you just be like, oh, the 25, or geography, like such and such school plays in what state, or history, like which player rushed for X amount of yards. Like this is something. I think that would be dope. And then like, you can walk around with your avatar, you can flex your stats on other people and this bullshit. I think that would just be a dope experience to the game, as long as they do it right. I don't want them to have like 2K where I see dudes walking around dressed as astronauts and purple mohawks and all those other crazy bullshit. Just make it grounded, simple, sports aesthetic gear, the hairstyle that's in the game, maybe a little customization with certain hair colors, textures, whatever, tattoos, etc., NIL deals. I don't know, I think the game will be dope. Bunch of Lamborghinis on campus, I don't know. That's just me. And this overall, when it comes to the game itself, a thing that I feel like is missing from this game is presentation. Presentation. There's no pregame show. Like, the game just starts, it shows both teams run out into the field, and then it's just a kickoff. There's no coin toss. Like, can we have a pregame show, a halftime show, stats and highlights, not just from your game, but across other games in the nation, post-game show talking about stats, who performed, who folded. I think that would be real dope. And also the coin toss. Like, I like seeing the coin toss. Have your captains come out and, you know, the ref speaking and throwing the coin and the crowd gets hyped, whether you receive or you kick, you know, the players shake hands and all that. I think that'll be a dope addition. And then you can always have to where if you don't want to see it, both players can just skip. You know, if you're playing online, you know, everybody just holds down start or holds down circle, whatever, and then it just skips the cutscene. If you're playing by yourself, you just press it once and it skips the cutscene. I think that'll be dope. Like, give us more presentation. We need more immersiveness in the game. Not only that, with the immersion and the presentation, we need more school traditions. I think the school traditions could be amped a little bit. I mean, I know this is only the second year since the game came back, so certain schools don't have things or it's not really fully implemented. So I know they can probably add more of these things in the future with updates and just also with future titles. But just a little bit more school tradition across certain schools on game days, homecoming weeks, whatever, night out games, white out games, or just whatever. I think that would be pretty dope, you know? We need more of that. And a big thing too, regarding like Dynasty and stuff like that, scouting reports, dude. I remember back in the day, I think it was like Madden 09, Madden 010, we had scouting reports. Like, whoever you play that upcoming week, it will show you like, okay, they like to run these type of plays to the boundary, they run these type of plays to the field, you know, here's a top receiver, a top running back, and then they give you like 3 plays that they run, like their top 3 plays that they run. I think implementing a scouting report, especially like in Dynasty mode, would be dope, because now it's like, okay, I know who I'm playing this week, I know I know their tendencies, I know they like to run, I know they like to pass, I know when they come out in certain formations, I know what to look for. I think that would be dope to add into the game, just to bring a little bit more depth and preparation, especially in Dynasty mode too. I'm a huge Dynasty player, so a lot of my content's backed on Dynasty. But yeah, I think scouting reports would be dope. Along with spring games, I haven't really thought about how a spring game would be beneficial to add in, but it would be dope to see a spring game, especially with the early freshmen you have coming in. You can try them out and see, because a lot of times when we get these freshmen come in and they're not day one starters, a lot of times we just redshirt them and we never hear from them again until the following year. I think it'll be dope to have a spring game where you can have, you know, your lights versus your dark colors, whatever, offense versus defense, team 1 versus team 2, and you can see like the guys that's coming in through the transfer portal, freshmen's coming in, and you can see them without having to be an actual game per se. So spring games will be dope. And then also for practice mode, man. Like, practice mode in Dynasty should be, it should mean something. Like, this clip here that you're watching in the background for this video, this is a practice mode from my online Dynasty with my creative team that I made. Yeah, I'm just running these plays over and over, just random plays, just going through, killing time, and just getting familiar with the playbook, whatever. But I think practice should actually mean something in an online Dynasty. You know, gain EXP, have certain drills, kind of like how they have for your Road to Glory character or whatever. Have certain drills and mini games you can do to where you can gain experience for your plays for the upcoming week. I think that'll be dope. Along with learning your playbook, like I said before, the scouting report, this would be a good place to implement the scouting report. Excuse me. But yeah, I think practice should actually mean something in the game, and that'll be dope, you know? So those are just a few of my ideas on what I think could be dope for future titles coming up for college football. And if you guys have some ideas, man, for college football, man, be sure to drop them in the comments below. I will be making more videos, and like I said, this is my first video back after a very, very long hiatus. I thought I'll give YouTube another shot, so I'll be trying to YouTube and the Twitch channel. But once again, it's your boy M21 Heisman. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.